Breaking news from Cleveland has taken a dramatic turn, with Browns general manager Andrew Berry reportedly furious over how players and coaches have handled Shedeur Sanders following the team's crushing defeat, prompting a decisive response that has rippled across the league, as Berry moved quickly to bring in wide receiver Jamari Thrash. A signing widely seen as a direct reaction to Jerry Jeudy's disappointing displays and an unmistakable statement that Sanders is the future of the franchise. Because this decision goes far beyond one roster move and instead signals that Berry is done tolerating big names who fail to deliver when it matters most, making it clear behind the scenes that Sanders deserves proper protection, reliable targets, and a system built around him, not half measures or reputations living off past promise, and the message is hard to miss as Jeudy struggles, including costly drops on catchable balls and a lack of cohesion within Kevin Stefanski's run-first approach, have repeatedly undermined Sanders' efforts, highlighted by a key red zone moment where Sanders read the defense, trusted his receiver and delivered a pinpoint throw under pressure only for the ball to slip through Jeudy's hands, turning a likely touchdown into frustration, made worse when Jeudy appeared to deflect blame rather than accept responsibility, further widening the rift. And that tension only intensified after Jeudy's post-game comments, where his carefully worded criticism suggested operational issues while subtly pointing fingers at Sanders instead of addressing collective failures, leaving Berry with little choice but to act, because in backing Sanders so publicly and decisively, the Browns front office is drawing a line in the sand, reshaping the offense and making it clear that the next chapter in Cleveland will be built around a quarterback they believe in, supported by players who are ready to match his commitment, intensity, and ambition.
Do you think of Shedeur's performance just overall and some of the progress that maybe he made with you guys on offense?
There's something that we need to fix up, as the offense as a whole. It's hard to tell coming out of the game. It may feel better than what it looked like, so we've got to watch the film and see what we need to do better at.
In sharp contrast to the noise around him, Shedeur Sanders chose composure over controversy, refusing to single out Jerry Jeudy for the missed catch that turned into an interception, even though the error clearly played a role in the outcome, instead shielding his teammate and making it clear he had no interest in blaming someone already under pressure, a stance that stood in stark opposition to Jeudy's response, as Jeudy avoided accountability and subtly shifted responsibility toward Sanders, exposing a clear difference in maturity and leadership between the two, a contrast that did not go unnoticed by Browns general manager Andrew Berry, who had little patience for public finger-pointing and understood that Sanders deserved better support, prompting him to act decisively by bringing in Jamari Thrash, a move rooted in Berry's long-standing belief in Sanders' potential and his first-hand experience of how effective the quarterback can be when surrounded by reliable talent, a belief strengthened by Sanders' impressive NFL debut, which earned Berry's public praise and quiet confidence in his leadership, and as the lack of production and cohesion from key receivers continued to hold Sanders back, Berry stepped in once more, reinforcing his role as the true architect behind Sanders' rise in Cleveland, having backed him since draft day, a decision later validated by ownership. And while Kevin Stefanski may front the narrative, it is Berry who has consistently worked behind the scenes to ensure Sanders is given every possible opportunity to succeed.
So, it is what it is. I'm not one to, ever kick somebody down when he's down. There's no need for me to be extra and do that.
Shedeur and Theon's not going to interfere. Theon's not going to be calling the coach. Theon's not going to be commenting about Shedeur while he's in Colorado. Lou, I think there's a lot of just fake news to Shedeur and Theon's not going to interfere. Theon's not going to be calling the coach. Theon's not going to be commenting about Shedeur while he's in Colorado. Lou, I think there's a lot of just fake news.
Once again, when it became obvious that Sanders needed dependable help on the outside, Andrew Berry moved quickly, adding another receiving option to back his young quarterback, a move that once more underlined his long-term faith in Sanders and the direction of the Browns. Berry's belief in Shedeur Sanders has been consistent since draft night, as he originally hoped to land him much earlier and was visibly disappointed when that opportunity slipped away, yet instead of retreating, he stayed patient and decisive, eventually stepping in during the 5th round and convincing Jimmy Haslam to approve the pick that brought Sanders to Cleveland. From that moment on, Berry has remained firmly in control behind the scenes, making sure Sanders not only stays central to the franchise's plans but is also given the tools and support required to grow, succeed, and lead, showing a level of commitment to his development that has never wavered from the very beginning.
To Shedeur and Theon. Theon's not going to interfere. Theon's not going to be calling the coach. Theon's not going to be commenting about Shedeur while he's in Colorado. Lou, I think there's a lot of just fake news.
Andrew Berry appears to have reached the end of his patience with Jerry Jeudy, responding to months of inconsistent performances and visible accountability issues by taking decisive steps to protect the Cleveland Browns' future, with the signing of Jamari Thrash standing as a clear signal of his commitment to properly supporting Shedeur Sanders and setting firm standards across the roster. Jeudy's continued failure to deliver in key moments, combined with his reluctance to own mistakes and his willingness to deflect blame toward Sanders, has placed him firmly under scrutiny, and Berry's move sends a wider message that reputation alone will no longer secure a role on this team. By bringing Thrash into the fold, Berry is making it clear that underperformance and a lack of responsibility will not be tolerated, and that every position must be earned through effort and execution. Whether this proves to be a turning point for the Browns or a final warning for Jeudy remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: the franchise is drawing a line, backing its young quarterback, and reshaping its culture around accountability, urgency, and results.
To Shedeur and Theon. Theon's not going to interfere. Theon's not going to be calling the coach. Theon's not going to be commenting about Shedeur while he's in Colorado. Lou, I think there's a lot of just fake news.